Hello, everybody. Dorothy here. We're going to talk about the astrology for Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to put 2 days together. So that is August 22nd and August 23rd. So what do we have going on? Mars is now in the sign of Gemini. I have that forecast written out. It's on my blog, DorothyMorganAstrologer.com. You can go there. You can get that in your inbox if you join my newsletter email list. All right, so there's that's for the advertising. What I want to talk about today is what we have for the astrology, and we're at the very end of Leo. So part of Monday, most of Monday for the East Coast of the US anyways, is the sun is at the final degree of Leo. So this last hoorah, I'm going to talk about that and Monday as well. And then when we're done, we're going to roll the dice and just get a little more content, a little more insight from spirit, if you will. And then we'll pull a card from this deck because, you know me, hashtag align with nature. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen so you're able to watch and see the charts that I am talking about. And here we are. So on Monday, August 22nd, throughout the day, the moon is in the sign of Cancer now because that entered the sign of Cancer actually just as I'm posting this on YouTube, which is Sunday night. So yeah, I'm tired. It's Sunday night. I've been working this weekend. Plus, I've done some kayaking and stuff. If you're on YouTube, which you are, go check out my shorts. I have a couple of nature shorts out there because, Taurus rising, Earth, Moon. I love nature. So it's my grounding. What do you do that's grounding? That is my go-to. It's a little tougher in the winter, but I have snowshoes and ice cleats and lots of heavy clothes. I'm in New England. So that's my go. So outside is my go-to when I need to get out of my head and cleared. What do you use? What do you like? What do you use? Anyways, I wanted to talk about Monday. So Monday, the 22nd, we have the moon in Cancer. That really is one of the bigger things that I really wanted to talk about today. And again, it started late Sunday night. Here, let me get this closer so I can reach it. And you know what? You guys don't need to look at me. Let me move my face. Here's the moon. It's only at this is just a moment in time when Mercury and Pluto are trine. I'm going to talk about what that means. But I wanted to first talk about the moon in Cancer because the Mercury-Pluto trine isn't until 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I really want to, before we get to that, so Sunday night into Monday, especially whenever you're watching this, if you watch it right as I premiere it, emotion can become a bit higher and more animated and more intense, because the moon is also out of bounds. So when it does come up this evening, it'll be early in the morning, actually, whenever the moon rises, at least here on the East Coast, we get it. The moon is really north. It's very high in the sky, so very north. So it's northeast is when it rises, not just east or southeast, but northeast. That's what this measurement over here tells us. Whenever the moon's in Cancer, for quite some time now, it has been in the declination measurement of out of bounds. So very, very north, a lot higher north than the sun ever goes. So what does this mean? What this means, it's not even a question, I'll tell you, is that we feel more intensely the energies of what that moon represents. So the moon's in its own sign, it's in rulership. It feels very comfortable there. It's loving that energy, but it also is very intense at times. We also have the sun at the very end of Leo. So whenever any planet is at the final degree, especially of a fixed sign, we're feeling like something is just about to tip or just about to happen. And that is what it feels like that is the intensity of anything at the final degree of one of the fixed signs. And the fixed signs are, of course, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And right now we're at the very last day of Leo. So we have this energy. It will shift just before midnight Eastern time. So we have that going on already on Monday. And then when we get to this aspect, Mercury in Virgo, it's at the very end of Virgo. So it's getting close. It's only 4 more degrees. It'll pop out of there. When does it pop out? It comes out on Thursday, the 25th. I'll talk about that when it happens. But its last aspect, of course, is to Pluto. This is typical of what's happening most of the time. So Mercury in Virgo is, let's focus again and hone in on those details. The sun's going to enter Virgo soon, shortly. I'll talk about that in a minute. But Mercury in Virgo is honing in on those details and being analytical and evaluating an awful lot. And if we can spend some time evaluating what's important to us, right? There is an opportunity here for you to evolve what you believe, evolve whatever it is that you're evaluating. So Mercury and Virgo in its own sign as well, evaluation, got a lot of rulerships going on right here. And then making that 120 degree, it's an Earth trine over there to Pluto, says that there's an opportunity for us to release something, to let go of power, or to create, to bring that power back to ourselves, to empower our own selves, and to really evolve something in our lives. You have to look at where Pluto is to know what's evolving. Pluto doesn't move more than 4 degrees in a whole year. And honestly, if you look at January 1st, December 31st in any given year, Pluto doesn't even look like it moves 2 degrees. But so wherever Pluto is and the planets that are activating that, every time we turn around, somebody's making an aspect to Pluto, the faster planets, then we have this opportunity to really learn, to live and learn and evolve and change. So that's what that is. That's what's going on with that Mercury trine Pluto. The sun at 29 degrees of Leo for most of the day on August 22nd, and the moon in its own sign and quite emotional, connecting in the sign of Cancer and very high in its declination. So it's out of bounds. Okay. That's what we have for Monday. And here's Monday night as well. And this is for my latitude and longitude. This is when the sun enters the sign of Virgo. It'll be in a different house depending on where you are on the planet. And again, this is 11:16 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So whatever time it is for you compared to Eastern Time, that is still when the sun enters the sign of Virgo. You just have to adjust for your own time, for your own time zone. And so one of the things that's really interesting too, and with this is that, now we're focusing on, oh, funny pen there. We're just focusing on, that mutable sign of summer, because yeah, it is still summer. I know here in New England, we're already, once we get to midsummer, which is 15 Leo, I think I've mentioned this before, the sun at 15 Leo, then it starts getting cool at night already. And even though we've had a couple of 90-degree days recently, it's still cool at night because you can just open the windows. So beautiful and cool. It's like in the low 60s. So it's comfy and just feels great. So anyways, that's the mutable sign of the sun in Virgo, the mutable sign of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. If you in the Southern Hemisphere, this is a mutable sign of winter. So you got spring to look forward to. We have fall to look forward to. So I always like to be on the spring end. I like spring, summer, and fall. Winter to me lasts a really long time here in New Hampshire. So yeah, I'd like to rent a place somewhere in February in a warmer area if I could get there. All right, I'm gonna roll the dice next. Oh no, I haven't done tomorrow yet. And you know why I haven't done tomorrow? Because tomorrow we're just going to animate the chart. There is nothing major going on tomorrow. And you guys, if you don't have your Llewellyn books, they're out, and there's other great books out too, but I use the Llewellyn one. There it is. 2023, and inside is the daily ephemeris, and you beginner astrologers need to learn how to read an ephemeris, because that's what this is. I can teach you. Reach out. We can make an appointment to have a lesson. So what do we have on the 23rd? So mainly on the 23rd, I'll just go ahead one day. Let's just go back to, let's just do like noontime here. Because, midday is fine. This is what noontime looks like in New Hampshire. The sun's near the apex of the sky. So tomorrow we just have more of the moon in Cancer. And when the moon moves through a sign every 2.5-ish days, it's going to make every aspect to every planet, because that's what it does. It just stirs things up for a little while. and then moves on. So throughout the day, the moon's going to make sextile to Uranus, and that's around 11 a.m. So that can be very dynamic and very open-minded and receptive. That's approximately what this chart is here. So it's around 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Moon sextile Uranus gives us some insight. Moon in Cancer, Cancer's water. Uranus and Taurus, Taurus is earth. Water and earth are the feminine energies, the polarity of yin. So it's receptive. So be open to hearing, thinking, seeing, receiving messages almost simultaneously, but still a little later. This is at 3:30 p.m. The moon will make its exact aspect to Saturn, which is a quincunx, which just is going to require some adjustments in the afternoon. Again, when the moon is this high by declination and in its own sign, it can be very it can be overly more emotional than we're used to, or well, we get it happens every month. But when it makes a connection to Saturn, it gives us an opportunity to make some more grounded thoughts, processes, choices, ideas. And then later, around 10:30 in the evening, here I'll animate this. This is the Earth spinning, by the way. This is what it looks like. So we have the moon making a trine aspect to Neptune around 10:30 p.m. And here it is at 24 Cancer. There is Neptune at 24 Pisces. This is like, ooh, time to escape. It was a tough Tuesday. I don't know if it's a tough Tuesday or not, but some people will try to escape because all that water energy connecting to Neptune, we want to escape. We do not want to deal with reality. And that's okay once in a while, right? Okay. All right. Ready for additional content. So we're going to ask Spirit just for additional content, another message that can help us get into alignment with what's going on here. And or it can answer a question for you too, kind of like a tarot spread, right? And what we got was the moon in Aquarius in the 6th house. So that's not where they are in the sky, just to be clear. This is just a roll of the dice. Moon, oops, here we are. Somebody's shooting a gun outside. I can hear it. Moon in Aquarius in the 6th house. Yeah, there's a fair amount of woods around here. I'm not in the woods. I'm in a housing apartment complex type thing. Moon in Aquarius in the 6th house. So this is about, instead of this can help us to be a little more analyzing, right? So with the moon in Cancer, out in the sky, out of bounds, etc., like I just said, when the moon is in Aquarius, that is a more analyzing and analytical process that the moon will go through, as opposed to feeling emotional. Will analyze things. And when it's in the 6th house, that's even more analyzing. It's Virgo's territory. So this means that you, me, somebody, one of us, Monday, Tuesday, we have opportunity to take whatever emotion we have, process it, analyze it, and see how we can bring that into our everyday activities, everyday patterns and routines. Those are the 6th house. So that's what that represents. And now we're going to pull a card. You know, guys, I've been doing this since January 21st. I've been doing a video, well, not every day, because I started doing them every day, but wow. After 4 months, I was burnt out. So now I'm down to 2 days, every 2 days. And the weekends are 3 days. So I'll do 3 videos a week instead of 7. Because it was a lot, but I go longer on these. I used to just do like 2-3 minutes, but now these are over 15. The card I picked was the talking stick. That's me, Gemini. Talk. You know, with Mars in Gemini, you know, there's an awful lot about it. And again, you can go read that forecast. I'm going to try and put a video up, but Jesus Christ, guys, I do almost 20 videos a month. And sometimes when I want to add another one, I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. But just think the talking stick is really important card, not to play light, but it does speak to Mars in Gemini, because Mars is going to stay in Gemini for the next 7 months. So it's in Gemini now as of August 20th, and on March 25th, 2023, it will enter the next sign. It'll enter Cancer. And it's in there for a long time because it's retrograde. So that being said, you know, Mars in Gemini is that communication and really movement and action. and a lot of fiery conversation, etc. We'll get to that in other videos. Hot. But the talking stick wants us to communicate and to speak, but it also wants us to take our turn and to listen, especially when we're in community and everybody has something to say. So it's important that when whoever's holding that stick, whoever is the one that gets to talk, that you listen and you hear what they have to say, and then you can prepare a response if necessary and not just talk over each other. That's just so important. It's respect. And a lot of insight comes when you listen more than you talk. Thank you, everybody. Blessings. Namaste.